everybody. Matt Malatesta and Josh Koch. We are Vipe Media. Welcome to the Locker Talk, where we talk about Houston area kids, college, pro, all there is to do, all there is to know about sports from this greater Houston area. Okay. Star of the NCAA tournament, Carsen Edwards from Atascocita High School, plays for Purdue. I think he had 82 points in 2 games. It was unbelievable. Heartbreaking loss to Virginia, but he just made some money, right? His draft stock had to have gone up exponentially after that performance in the NCAA tournament.
Well, we talked about it last week a little bit. You know, last season, Carsen went through the NBA draft process but decided to come back to Purdue, and I think that decision has paid off because now, especially after this NCAA tournament performance, his stock has gone up. I don't see him falling out of the first round. I don't know how you wouldn't want him to be on your team. I mean, the way he moves the ball, the way he shoots the ball, the way he scores, assists, everything is there. And I think he'll be great at the next level and really help Purdue get to this point. And, you know, you mentioned the Final Four, Matt. I just have to say my Texas Tech Red Raiders are there for the first time. Would just like to throw that out there. Guns up. Texas Tech going to Minneapolis.
This is your Lubbock 30-second commercial. Congrats to Texas Tech. Hey, head coach Chris Beard.
Yep.
Graduated from McCullough High School, which is now the Woodlands High School. How about that? Awesome. All right, so we got one player left from Houston in the NCAA tournament on the boys' side. Javon McCormick played at Mayde Creek. Balled out at Lee freaking College in Baytown. You talk about a great recruiter or a great a finder of talent is Coach Bruce Pearl. If they finds this guy out of Lee College,
yeah,
brings him up there and has played valuable minutes for the Auburn Tigers to get to their first ever Final Four. That's unbelievable.
It's crazy. I mean, you think about Auburn. This was a 5th seed in the tournament. 5 seeds don't do this. They don't. And really, it started in the SEC tournament and winning the SEC championship. You know, they throttled Tennessee there. And I think the moment for me where I thought, okay, this team is real is when you beat North Carolina the way they beat them. You don't go and beat a Roy Williams team at that point in the tournament like that. And, I mean, of course, they had the unfortunate injury. Now they're going to have to go on without him. But they carried on. They won their Elite Eight. They're going to the Final Four. I know SEC country is going crazy right now because Auburn is going. So, great for him.
Say what you want about Bruce Pearl. He is a lightning rod for criticism. Some people love him. Some people hate him. Who cares? He's in the Final Four. McCormick from Mayde Creek. Mayde Creek basketball? What? You talk about a crazy journey. Mayde Creek to Lee College to Auburn to the Final Four. Kudos to him. Girls' side, we still have, I think, the team to beat. Well, there's 2 teams to beat. Baylor is one. DeDe Richards from Cy Ranch, Vipe cover girl, amazing, is balling out. Another Vipe cover girl who played at Manville High School, she stars at Notre Dame, Brianna Turner, another super. These 2 teams could play against each other, could they?
Yeah, they could. Yeah, you could have Baylor and Notre Dame if Notre Dame gets past the mighty UConn.
UConn ain't nobody anymore.
12th straight Final Four.
It's over.
Just saying.
No.
12 straight.
So imagine that. Manville versus Cy Ranch in the finals. The biggest stage. 2 Houston kids. Awesome.
And DeDe Richards has played phenomenally this season. As a sophomore at Baylor, you know, she starts, which is great. She scored 16 points against Iowa, grabbed 10 rebounds. Nice little double-double for her against Iowa to get to the Final Four. And she's kind of becoming this, like, kind of social media, like, kind of darling of
she's fun,
of the Baylor Lady Bears. You know, I mean, they were talking about her modeling. There was video of her playing one of the bass drums in the Baylor band area after their win. She's kind of becoming fun, and it's going to be fun to watch her in what's going to be a very good game against Oregon. It's 1 versus 2 on both sides. Hopefully, we get Notre Dame versus Baylor, and so I'll solidify another NCAA national champion from the Houston area.
Right on. Okay, moving on. That's basketball. Last weekend, big weekend in the world of track. It was the Texas Relays. For our Texas Relay report, I turned the mic over to Josh Koch. What happened?
Matthew Boling is still fast. Thank you.
He's from straight Jesuit.
I mean, he is ridiculously still doing, and what's crazy is his long jump is getting to the point now where we're starting to flirt with national records. He jumps 26 feet, 3.5 inches. By the way, if he does that in a month at the UIL state meet, that will be the new state record, which will break Marquise Goodwin's record from 2008. And by the way, Marquise Goodwin, the former Longhorn, was at the Texas Relays, giving props to Matthew Boling for what he's doing right now. So we could see in a month of an 11-year record fall at the state championships.
It's exciting. I mean, he's doing a tremendous job. But, hey, other state powers, Fort Bend Marshall getting tuned up for their run at another state championship. You got Klein Forest, who is kind of a darling right now in the Class 6A Region 2. I think they could potentially make a run, no pun intended, but they're going to be really good. Watch out for them.
Another guy to watch out for, Springs Trayvon Mays. He goes to the Texas Relays, wins the 110-meter hurdles with a time of 13.82. Probably owns the top time in Texas right now. He's going to be a guy to watch for sure for spring as they get to the hurdles here in the next few weeks.
All right, let's talk a little baseball. You know, the powers that be are still the powers that be from last week. You got Ranch, you got the Woodlands, you got Memorial and boys baseball on the other side. You've got, Klein Collins and softball's having a tremendous year. Any other programs you want to give some shout-outs to?
It's one of those things you start getting to this point of the season and the teams start jostling up and down through the rankings. And it's been fun to watch those teams get to the top. I have to give I know I always do this, but the Kingwood Mustangs.
Oh, my gosh.
The baseball team, Mason Wynn, the way he's pitching, the way the pitchers are pitching right now, the way they're hitting the ball, they've pushed up into the top 5. They're going to be a team to watch in Region 3 just because of how that region is. They have the pitching, which takes you a long way. Mason Wynn is healthy. He had to take some time off this offseason. And they threw, I think, him and another pitcher combined for a perfect game 2 weeks ago. So playing pretty good baseball up in the woods in Kingwood.
Yeah, they're really good. But he is completely obsessed with everybody in Numba ISD. Just saying. Disclaimer. So let's talk baseball as it relates to the pro level. A couple of guys making starts, playing well at the pro level. We talked Jamison Talion last week of the Woodlands, is the opening day starter for the Pittsburgh Pirates now, which is kudos to them. But another guy that's kind of making his mark is
John Duplantier. You'll have to remember that name because he made his debut for the Arizona Diamondbacks on Monday. He came in, got a 3-inning save, gave up only 1 hit, struck out 2, and ends up getting his first Major League appearance, his first Major League save, and is the first time in history because the starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks on Monday night also made his Major League debut. So it's the first time in Major League history that 2 pitchers that got a win and a save both made their Major League debut in the same day. So congrats to John Duplantier. Played at Seven Lakes High School. Then he went on to Rice University, got drafted, made his way up into the Diamondbacks organization. He, of course, is the older cousin of Summer Creek's Andre Duplantier, who is planning to go to the University of Texas.
Baseball is for nerds, honestly. There's so much, number crunching and so many stats in baseball. They come up, everything could be a stat, and that's what baseball nerds do. You just were witness to that. So let's talk about football. We want to talk about football, bro.
Okay.
It's almost spring football time. I'm feeling it. North Shore, of course, one state. Shadow Creek, Reach State. Fort Bend Marshall, Reach State. Who's the next team? Before we talk about that, what's the best job that is open right now in the city of Houston? I'm going to give you a list.
Okay.
If you were a budding high school football coach, would you want to take the Galena Park job, the Jack Yates job, the Cold Spring job, the Crosby job, or the Cypress Ranch job?
So there's a couple of different jobs on there that interest me. I think I know there's been a lot of swirling around Crosby. I think that still is a good job. You just have to go in there and understand what situation you're walking into. You have to understand that the district is going through a rebuild of their financial side of things. You're not going to have a lot of the resources that you would have at other jobs, but it's a good job because it's a good area that's produced a lot of kids over the last few years. You think of Craig Williams, who's now at Baylor. You think of Manny Netherly, who's now at LSU.
Yep.
There's talent there. You just have to know walking into that job that you're going to have to probably deal with a smaller coaching staff. You're going to have to deal with a smaller budget. Your other sports, because you're going to be the athletic coordinator, you're going to have to deal with the other sports not having a lot of the amenities as they get this financial crisis fixed over the next few years.
Right.
I don't think it's a bad job. I think it's just a job that comes with some extra things. As far as the job that I would jump at immediately, Cy Ranch.
Oh, no doubt.
There's no doubt in my mind. That team went undefeated last season. They have the talent out there. They've been very good for the last few years. I think winning 3 out of the last 4 district championships, make the playoffs. There's definitely talent in Cy Ranch. So Cy Ranch would be my top job. The next job below that would probably be Crosby that I would look at.
And it's two interesting. They're very different. Crosby is a one-horse town. It is a one-school district. Coaches love that.
And you have great facilities. The stadium, it's in a bond that they're going to get a new workout facility or a new locker room. The baseball stadiums are amazing. So you have the facilities out there. Just all the financial problems in the district as well.
Cypress Ranch, on the other hand, plays in they're in a district with what now? 12 teams or 12 schools are in Cy-Fair ISD. So that's kind of the beef with that, is because your talent's a little bit diluted, A. B, you're kind of battling for the ear and for money, et cetera, with 11 other teams in your district.
Yeah.
And but Cy Ranch, tremendous crowd support, tremendous family support. Also at Cy Ranch. So the head coach, Gene Johnson, goes to Waller. I believe there's their offensive coordinator, Andrew Shanley, is now the head coach at Cy Ridge. Mm-hmm. So that job is interestingly still open. Yates had their head coach, and then he was there for about 3 weeks, and then HISD, they have what have they done? They've departed.
I guess it's just it.
They've broken ties.
Yeah, something's not going to work out. So Yates opens up it.
And then you got Galena Park.
It's a historic job.
Exactly,
though.
man.
I mean, you have.
Call me. Hey, I could draw up some X's and O's. I'd be awesome at that job. Galena Park situation is this. Who's your district mate?
North
Shore High School. So, you're always kind of fighting that. But anyways, there's just a few jobs out there. But any job in Houston is a coveted job nationwide, really. If you can coach in Houston high school football, you can coach anywhere in the country. So good luck. We'll be reporting to see who gets which job. That's kind of exciting. With that being said, this is the Viper Locker Talk. Do we miss anything? I don't think we did.
But hey, go check out our new podcast, Behind the Playbook. You can check us out on the Apple Store. Go type in for when you look for podcasts, search for Behind the Playbook. Give us a 5-star rating. Subscribe. Check out new podcasts. We interview head coaches from around the city every single week. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page as well, so you can see all these new episodes every single week. And check us out on social media. And I know you have that rundown.
Vibe Houston on Twitter, Vibe Texas on Instagram and Facebook, Vibe.Houston on Snapchat. Let's go. This is another installment of the Locker Talk. We'll see y'all next week.